Hi, everybody. Welcome to D&D News. I was going to say Dungeons & Dragons News, and I switched to D&D in the middle of that because I'm crazy like that. I switch things up on the fly.
So the D&D does not stand for Dungeons & Dragons?
No, it stands for Do Not Disturb News. That's what we're on the Do Not Disturb News channel. How's it going? I'm Greg Tito. I am not going to be introducing Chris Perkins and the Waffle Crew for Dice Camera Action this week because they are on hiatus.
Yes.
That's right. They will not be playing for 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
I want to say 4 weeks, including last week.
Yes. Oh, right.
No,
they played last week.
Yeah, they played last week.
So this is the first not playing of week. Some people have a way with words, and other people not have way, I guess.
I'll just sit here and look pretty.
Yeah, I know. Very good. So he'll be back with the Waffle Crew on September 19th, I believe, is when their triumphant return is. That's also coincides with when Tomb of Annihilation comes out proper everywhere. You could get it everywhere you can buy adventures and or books. But it will be out ahead of that. It will be out on September 8th in game stores. So I hope you get it there. But I will still be doing these half-hour Dungeons & Dragons news intros into a new show with Bart Carroll.
Yes.
And it's going to be called Dragon Plus.
Dragon Plus.
It is called Dragon Plus. Not it's going to be called. It is called Dragon Plus. So you want to do like a little quick version of what Dragon Plus is?
Sure. So when we started up our D&D Twitch channel, we had talked about all of the programming that we were interested in pursuing. You made the wise decision, I think, very quickly to pivot Dragon Talk from a podcast straight to the live stream.
Right.
And record it there, which...
Well, it's still a podcast. We do both.
It does both.
Yeah,
yes.
right? It's double duty. It's getting all the Buffalo parts together and using them all for good and not for evil.
But it takes great advantage of having the folks here in the office being able to come into the studio, being able to talk about Dungeons & Dragons, being able to do interviews, and Q&As with guests, and we wanted to sort of expand on that concept and pursue at least one more additional studio show.
Right.
So we can provide additional content for viewers. So the thinking was, and the sort of pitch that I had made was, if Dragon Talk is a bit more late night talk show in terms of interview style and so on and so forth, we wanted to do something a bit more 60 Minutes, where it was sort of a live stream magazine. And so lean into the magazine side of it by connecting it where possible with Dragon Plus.
Nice. Which you've also been managing for, a year now? Have you been a year on this team already?
It's been a year. Well,
jeez.
Yes.
Long time. That's crazy.
Yes.
But though I do want to take issue with one of the things you mentioned, which is that I like the 2020 news magazine kind of style for Dragon Plus, but I don't think me and Shelley are late night talk show so much as early morning Hoda and Kathy Lee
Shock
style.
jocks?
No, not shock jocks. More white wine drinking, yelling at each other, and or making each other feel happy about the choices we've made in our lives.
There you go.
Right?
Well,
I think late night gives us too much credit.
For want of an analogy, that's the one that I went with.
Nice. All right. That makes sense.
So it's a bit of an experiment for a second studio show. So some of it would be doing a bit of a deeper dive into the Dragon Plus content. Right. But it's also taking a look at the design, development, and some of the running of game content for Dungeons & Dragons in general.
Nice. All right, so you're going to be talking to Adam Lee in 25 minutes?
I hope so.
Ish.
I'm talking to somebody.
He's in a story meeting right now. Can we talk about who he's talking to right now?
Nathan, I believe, tweeted out a picture of who.
Oh, okay, good. So he's in with all of the Dungeons and Dragons R&D team. So Richard Witters, Chris Perkins, Matt Cernett, Adam Lee, and Patrick Rothfuss are right now meeting together about future Dungeons and Dragons stories. Can't tell you which one, but it has the letters A and E in the title. I don't even know if that's true. Does it actually have those in there?
Now it has to.
Now it has to.
I hope you're happy.
I know. I was trying to go like it has. There are words in the title.
There's an ampersand somewhere in the trade dress.
On the product somewhere. So that's super cool. He's going to be coming out of that to come in and talk to you about some of the stuff you guys did. He did for Grunlung.
Dun Grunlung.
Dun Grunlung, yes. I'm stealing your thunder. You'll go.
No.
You'll go all into that.
This is helping me with the warm up into the show.
That's right. Practice it. Practice it as much as possible. Yes, Oboe Crazy. We are going to have mimosas. I think that's actually the next step. We were talking about having wine when we were talking to Wheelhouse Workshop at one point. So mimosas and D&D sounds like a plan.
I just spoke with Lauren this morning. She might be a guest very, very soon, whether she knows it or not.
She knows. And it's going to be Good Morning America after a 3-day bender is actually a pretty good analogy too. Thank you for that, Griffin. Cool. Well, I love that you guys are hanging out in the chat. You are good people, and I'm going to inundate you with even more good Dungeons & Dragons news now. So D&D Beyond is out. It's in stores. No, it's not in stores. It's on the web. You can access it anywhere you can access the internet. On your tablet is kind of optimized for that. It's optimized for being on your phone, but you can access it on your PC or Mac or Unix machine if you are into that kind of thing. I personally love it. I love making. Oh, dude, thank you subscribing, Ian MC.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. I use my Twitch Prime subscription to also subscribe to this channel. So you done good. Thank you for that. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, D&D Beyond.
Yes.
You can make any character you want in D&D Beyond. It's incredibly robust, 5th edition tools. Adam Bradford and the team at Curse has done an amazing job making sure everything worked, multi-classing, different races and classes and backgrounds that are in all of the 5th edition material that we've been publishing so far. It's amazing. I suggest you go check it out, dndbeyond.com. You can follow them on Twitter at dndbeyond. One cool little tidbit, in addition to being able to make a random character by the press of a button, so Dungeon Masters, that's great for you. You'll be able to do that no problem if you need a random NPC. But you can also figure out how to say things. The official pronunciation is very hard sometimes. So we have Marisha Ray from Critical Role and Matthew Mercer from Critical Role saying all of those D&D words that you find hard to pronounce. The one I keep mentioning is Sahuagin.
I loved the whole bit for Stream of Annihilation where they were trying to test the pronunciation.
It's hard. There's a lot of new words out there. Obviously, whatever pronunciation works for you and your group is fine, but we like to provide the official pronunciation out there. It's super cool. Check it out. There's a grung in the stream. Are there grungs actually here? Oh, dang it. Too many grungs.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
There he is. A little guy, a little purple guy. Oh, that's cute. Oh, and there's the guy above, too. What's up? Can I high five him? Bam. Get out of there, green guy. It's Lapad over there.
That's what happens. That's the problem when you provide layered files.
Yeah. They can do so many things, the layered files. Oh, man. We are now in Dungrung Lung, making the lungs something. PAX West live show is coming up. You guys know about Actors Incorporated, right? It's been around for a long time. It is the crew from Penny Arcade, so Mike Krahulik and Jerry Holkins, teaming up as their alter egos, Omer Dran and Jim Dark Magic. Patrick Rothfuss, who's in the building right now, plays Viari, and joining them on stage for the first time is Holly Conrad as Strix, which is going to be super cool. I can't wait for that. That's going to be September 3rd, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, so set your clocks. We'll be hosting them from this channel here, so you can always come in and hang out with your D&D fans, talk amongst yourselves. The PAX channel will also have it there, of course, but you won't have the added benefit of being with your people, with the Waffle Crew people that have been watching Strix for a long time. And her fight with Jim Dark Magic is going to be amazing. Not fight, they're... You
got a little something.
Oh, hey guy, how's it going? Oh, he's so cute. That's pretty good, man. That actually looks like it's right on my shoulder.
It does.
We're going to have like a dragon show up next and then be killed and then raised from the dead. No spoilers for that going forward, but I think you guys should check out the PAX West live show. When it happens, it's going to be pretty cool. And if you want to get, there's a podcast out with them, Jim Dark Magic and VRE talking to Strix and kind of changing up what happened from Dice Camera Actions finale last week, and then giving some tidbit story-wise as to what happens and how she ends up on stage with them in PAX West.
I have to think back, but I have to believe those earliest PAX West live games were the first games we live streamed as an official entity.
Yeah.
So it all started there.
Yeah.
And it's still going.
I mean, I don't want to take full credit because I was not here at the time. You were. But I think the D&D live play podcast version of Chris Perkins meeting with them and playing D&D and then us broadcasting in podcast form, that might be the first time there was like live play was a thing.
At least early on.
Yeah, 2008, 2007.
At least on our channel.
Yeah, well, definitely on our channel for sure. But like, I mean, do you guys know of anything that happened before that as far as that goes? I mean, technology caught up with us.
Yes.
There was no streaming video back then. YouTube was still pretty nascent back then.
I'm sure
podcasts were new back then.
I'm sure there was something. I'd love to see if
I know. All right, let's go in the way back. We'll go in the way back machine. We'll get everyone to figure it out. Super cool, and I'm glad that is going forward. So that with all the streaming that we're doing on this channel now, and that we're bringing it back to those two guys at PAX West, it's super interesting. I was saying there's a podcast just an audio live play podcast, I believe, of those three characters: Strix, Jim Dark Magic, and Viari, doing it all, and you can check that on the Acquisitions Incorporated website. Make it happen. You know what to do. Force Gray. You've been doing a lot of force graying around these parts.
A lot of editing of force gray episodes.
You got some force graying of your hairs from the editing of those episodes.
Yes, we are on. We just aired episode 5 yesterday. We have. I don't know if we've announced how many we have in the can. We have
Eric Jordan asked during our Dragon Talk interview yesterday, and I was like, many.
I don't know why we keep. I don't know why I keep.
There's like 17, right?
18. There's 18.
Yeah.
This again.
You guys are hearing it first. Those of you guys in chat are hearing it. There's 18 current episodes of Force Gray,
right.
Lost City of Omu.
So they're being edited as we speak. So
even the ones that are up.
In some cases, yes. No, we had 2 days of footage. We were very fortunate to have all of the cast available for 2 full days down in LA. We filmed as much as possible. Just the chemistry and the way that they work together. There just wasn't a lot of dead moments that we needed to trim. We thought we would have footage that we would cut down and just going through it. There's very little we want to cut. It's just ongoing great gameplay. So we will probably end up with 18 episodes when we're all said and done.
You know what? Just go with 25 episodes. Just stretch it as long as you can.
They'll be each. We'll just cut them in half. Now we have 25 episodes.
Just slow it down. No one will notice if you slow it down to like 1.2 times the speed. Yeah.
Nobody has a record player anymore where you could do that.
Yeah,
right?
just
the 45
put it on
RPM.
Do you even know what a record? Yeah, you want 45 RPM mean? Yeah. Those of you out on the Twitches, do you even know what we're talking about? What LPs versus EPs.
I loved doing that as a kid.
Yeah,
it sounds so slow now,
dude. That's where DJ started it, man. Anyway, Force Gray has been going. We had episode 5 most recently on Monday. That was yesterday at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Every Monday we'll be dropping a new episode up until all 18 are out in the can. But it's important to note you guys can watch all of the episodes that have been out so far on the Twitch collection page here on this channel. So if you guys are unaware, I keep getting asked questions about this on the Twitter, so I want to make sure everyone here knew. Click on the collections tab. We have them all very organized. Pelham Green has been doing an amazing job making sure all those videos are organized in order and cut, so a lot of the extraneous stuff is not on there anymore. And you can rewatch, you can binge, you can watch all 5 episodes if you want to catch up. There's still...
I was going to say that's a good point to mention. We'll probably, because we stream it live in the office, we won't be streaming live on Labor Day.
Good call.
We'll do a vodcast. We'll just do a catch up of all of the episodes that we've aired so far. They are in the collection. You can watch them at any time, but it's always kind of fun to do that appointment viewing. So on the Monday of Labor Day, we'll do a vodcast of episodes 1 through 6.
Nice.
About 1 through 6.
So that's September 4th. Are you going to start that at 5 p.m. again?
We might start it a bit early.
Okay.
TBD
on the exact timing, but look, September 4th.
5 probably sounds appropriate just because that's when we're used to starting.
Yeah. All right. So 5 p.m. we will go through all of those, or 5:15 as the case may be. Thanks, Sean. Nothing. Yes, these coffee mugs are pretty cool, aren't they? I know you guys are drooling over them. We're making more of them. We have like 3 of these left in the office, still in the bag. So we're making more. so that we can get really in the bag.
I could tell you where 8 of them went. Down to L.A. for the filming of Forrest Gump.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We just left them there.
I would like to think that Deborah Ann Wall wakes up every morning, 11:30 a.m., makes some coffee, and drinks out of the mug that I made for her. Do you think that's true? Do you think Joe Manganiello is still drinking coffee out of his mug?
Let's say yes.
Let's say yes.
Why not? Let's say yes.
I know, that's pretty cool.
It's now live streamed, so it's a fact.
So yeah, more mugs are coming. We might have more news on that soon, or you'll just see them on the stream. Who knows? Again, you guys have already been subscribing here on the Twitches. It looks like a lot of you actually already have this badge, but you can get it if you don't. There are Twitch subscriptions here on this page. You get awesome emotes that you can't get anywhere else. Right?
Yes, and just to call out a thank you to our designer, Emmy Tanji, for creating the badges, for creating the emotes. We give her the suggestions, but she does the actual design work and makes them look so beautiful. So thank you, Emmy.
Right, and we have to say, I mean, thank you to Emmy for those emotes. Mm-hmm. Thank you for the mugs. Thank you for designing this. Thank you for designing these dice. Thank you for designing this graphic design back here, although Shauna Wolf Narciso did some of those as well. Thank you for designing this T-shirt. This one right here, also Emmy Designs. She is amazing. Anything we put in front of her, she turns into D&D gold.
Yes, including our Extra Life logo for 2017, which we will have more news for very shortly.
I know. I can't wait to talk about it here on the D&D News.
Absolutely.
There's things going on. We are doing something. Mm-hmm. Can we say the date at least?
I know that we can say what we have in the works right now. We're looking to align more closely with the...
Let's just do November 4th. November 4th, we're going to do something. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, let's wait.
I like preamble.
I know. No, you got to go into November 4th. It's happening.
This. I told you our Die Hard analogy. You are the guy that cuts through the cords in the basement as fast as possible, and I'm the guy that just wants to set it up over and over again, which I'm doing right now verbally.
You guys have all seen Die Hard, right? You know, we're talking about the two brothers, the German brothers. I'm the crazy one who dies at John McClane's hands.
Well, we both didn't. We
gets
both
punched
died
in the face several times and then hung by the chain.
Yeah,
right? That's
we
me?
both died by John McClane's hands.
Well, I guess that's true, right? When is how does he gets blown up? I think at some point. Well, whatever. We digress. That's also what we do. I digress a lot, and you like to be laser focused. So please, this is all roundabout to go back to your Twitch subscriptions. Thank you for all of you who have subscribed so far. You're awesome. We'll come out with way more things for you guys. We're not going to get any content. We want everybody, and we say
yes.
That's very marketing speak to be like gating content, but we're not. Everything on the D&D Twitch channel will be free to view whether you subscribe or not.
Yeah, that was always one of our important considerations when we were setting up the Twitch channel.
Absolutely, but we want to make sure that you do subscribe. You'll get some awesome stuff for that, and there will be more coming down the pipe. But in the meantime, no ads, awesome badges, and cool emotes. Mm-hmm. Can't go wrong there. And everything that you're giving to us will just make this channel better and better and better. So we thank you for everyone, and if you want to throw us a subscribe button, we will try to shout you out as much as we can. So Loot Crate DX, it's out the door. It's sold out. You can't get it anymore, but it was awesome. And next time we throw something your way, which might be this fall, as far as a Loot Crate box that might have a D&D product in it, you should grab it.
That was fast. That's cool.
Yeah.
It sold out. All right.
We spilled the beans as to what was actually in it yesterday. So go ahead and watch the Dragon Talk episode for that. You actually see the thing. And then on Twitter, Eric Jordan from Codium Entertainment has been actually showing the pictures of what it is. I don't feel like I want to do it right now because I don't have the physical item. So
yes.
I'm teasing you. Go to
get
the other thing.
Watch Dragon Talk.
Exactly. Neverwinter, Tomb of Annihilation is out on PC right now. You should go check it out. It's the way to delve into the Chult Tomb of Annihilation storyline way before it's available in store. Like I can't use that line very much because it's going to be out in stores on September 8th. But yeah, you should jump in. I've heard really great things about the content. If you don't know what Neverwinter is, it's a kind of a free-to-play action MMO set in the D&D universe, in Forgotten Realms, in the city of Neverwinter. As you're leveling up through levels 1 through 6, you get a lot of lore about what's happening in the city there, what happened right directly after the Spell Plague and the Sundering, as well as what Lord Neverember is doing, how he came from Waterdeep, now he's in charge of Neverwinter, why, who, how, and what. are all happening in there. And then all of the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition stories that we've released so far, like Tyranny of Dragons, Elemental Evil. That's when I started. I started when we were doing Elemental Evil here at the company, so I'll always remember that. Out of the Abyss, all the other things, Storm King's Thunder. Now, what is this? Tomb of Annihilation. Now Tomb of Annihilation is there now. So it's a good way to keep and consume all the stories that we've been putting out there when you don't have time to hang out and roll dice with some friends.
I keep calling it the Stream of Annihilation. I think just because we kept hammering that over and over.
It's true.
Have we announced the other of Annihilation?
Podcast of Annihilation? Yes, we have, yes. In fact. So I'll go into that in 1 second, but Xbox One and PS4, you'll be able to play Neverwinter Tomb of Annihilation starting on September 12th. So mark your calendars for that. If you are a console player of Neverwinter, it's coming soon. It's getting closer and closer to when the PC releases. So everybody will be able to jump into that very soon. So yes, Podcast of Annihilation. So our friends, we're speaking of live play D&D, that's audio and not video. Looking at you, Lauren, who is still in the chat. Yes, of course. Woo! She's been doing one called Dragon Drunks, and it is a part of a large live play online podcast community that doesn't do video but only does audio. And they saw what we did with Stream of Annihilation. They wanted to get involved. Josh Peralt from Taking Initiative kind of pitched me this idea, and I was like, yes, let's do it. And so I got 10 podcaster creators to take the Tomb of Annihilation story, the adventure. I gave them early access to that. They've been crafting 1 to 2 hour long episodes. Some of it with their cast that they play with, some mixed, some back and forth, some DMs only playing together. Basically, a lot of the same stuff we kind of did with Stream of Annihilation of mashing up these groups together. They're doing it for podcasts form, and they're furiously making their podcasts now. They're recording them and or editing them, and we will be releasing them on the Dungeon Delve podcast RSS feed, which we also produce here from Wizards of the Coast. And that is coming out September 18th through the 22nd. I think we're going to do 2 episodes each business day, essentially. So Monday we'll have 2 episodes. I think we're starting with Nerd Poker. So Brian Passanes and Dan Telfler, which we've had on the Dragon Talk podcast recently. He's doing one. As I said, Lauren is doing one, Obo Crazy. Taking Initiative, Venture Maidens. I'm going to miss some here because there's so many. Encounter Role Play. Pelham, we're going to list these on here next time so I can go through and just rattle them off because I always forget. But it's amazing, and go check out the D&D website, dungeonsanddragons.com, to find out a little bit about each one of those. Follow those links. They're all really good people, and I can't wait to see the episodes or listen to the episodes that they put out.
Super cool.
It's very fun. WizKids, Icons of the Realms. These have been on store shelves for about a month, depending on when your friendly local game store got it in there. These are booster packs with 44 new figures for Tomb of Annihilation. And they do great work. There's stuff that you need in here, not need in here, but it will enhance.
No, you need them in here.
You need them.
You need them.
You need them. There's stuff in here that will enhance your Dungeons and Dragons play for Tomb of Annihilation.
I'm looking at 2 of them right now.
There's 2 of them right now, and I'm going to open this up and see what other ones we get.
Oh,
because it's always a booster pack, so you never know what you're going to get. Life is like a booster pack.
I know you and Shelly have talked about this on Dragon Talk. The
What's
surprise egg videos that are very popular. This is like a surprise.
We're
egg
doing a
video.
surprise egg video, so get Quinn
yes.
get Quinn to watch this for sure.
My son, he calls these baby monsters. And there's nothing he likes more than opening these.
What did we get? Oh my gosh, this is pretty cool. So yeah, you'll get 4 in each one of these boosters, and this is a Nikoloth. Ooh, I've never seen that guy before. He is pretty cool looking. Nice badass sword. Oh, nice. We got one of the invisible minis. I like these because, if you play in any adventuring party that uses a ring of invisibility, they are going to be invisible. And so you can swap out your mini with this. And this is this is Nanny Poo Poo. The green hag, which features prominently in Tomb of Annihilation. I wouldn't say prominently. Look, hey, did you know there was a Dragon Plus ad?
I was going to call that out. Hey, look at that ad.
Hey, look, there's a Dragon Plus ad in these booster packs. That was smart.
We worked. WizKids was very gracious working with us to get some ads in there. So of all the ads I've ever opened in my life, that's the one I'm most proud of.
Very proud of that ad. Very proud. So we also got a skeleton, always good to have around, as well as orc. Nice. My orcs have been low, so I'm glad to see that we got some more orcs.
Orc from Mork?
My orcs are low. I need more orcs.
Did you ever hear the story of Nanny Poo Poo's name?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good. You have not. Oh, did Perkins told you about it?
I'm swallowing, so I'm like, you can tell the story.
Oh, I had no. I asked why they came up with such a kind of a silly name for a hag that's going to potentially eat the party if you cross her the wrong way. And the way that Chris Perkins had described it, it was by intentional design. I don't want to give too many spoilers away for Tomb of Annihilation, but
they all die at the end.
Yeah, Nanny Poo Poo can be of help to the party, considering that the death curse is wildly inconvenient for most adventurers. So one of the ways to make her more approachable as an NPC, even though she's a monster, is just to give her a silly, goofy name. And so they did that by design.
They went to go for the goofy.
They went for the goofy, but they intentionally.
Nice.
With some intentionality.
See, these are some of the fun tidbits you're going to get when you watch Dragon Plus with Bart Carroll.
I should have saved that story.
Well, now you can retell it, though, but it's a good preview. Get some deep dives. You should probably have Chris Perkins on here soon to really get into what's happening with Tomb of Annihilation. We've been delving into it in the lore, but you can go from a more of an adventure design way of it. So that's super cool.
And that's one of the goals. Definitely one of the goals.
Yes. Okay. So these are cool. I can't wait to jump into those. And they are now resting on top of the exclusive HasCon from Dungeons & Dragons item. It is My Little Pony and Dungeons & Dragons mashed together because friendship is, in fact, magic. And it's a nice tin with a set of pink Dungeons & Dragons polyhedral dice in there, which you can only get at HasCon. What's HasCon, you ask?
What's HasCon?
It is a convention where all of Hasbro is coming, descending upon the center of the HasCon universe, Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm going to be there. Trevor Kidd is going to be there. Mike Merles is going to be there. And Richard Witters is going to be there. And we are all going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons to as many people as possible. And it's going to be great. A lot of other Hasbro brands are going to be there, like My Little Pony, like For Real Friends, like Transformers, like some of the licensed stuff like Star Wars and Marvel and stuff like that. They're all going to be there celebrating what we do. And, of course, Dungeons & Dragons and Magic is going to be there and showing off everything that we can. And it's a cool convention, I think, because you may have family members who are, say, into My Little Pony or into some of the other things that are going on at HasCon, but may not know about Dungeons & Dragons. You can take them to HasCon, and we have special events planned in which you can play with your family, play with kids that are 10 and younger or other events that are for 10 and older, and they're made to be introductory events. If people have never played Dungeons & Dragons before, that's a great way to get them on board. You sell them on the My Little Pony, and you get them the Dungeons & Dragons, and I think that's a cool way to think about it. Thank you to everybody who has bought tickets so far, but if you're interested to find out more about HasCon or get some tickets, go to hascon.hasbro.com. Click on the tickets tab, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see all the Dungeons & Dragons events listed out there. Can't go wrong. And again, I'm going to be there, so at the very least, you'll be able to get a high five from me.
Is that a ticketed event?
Yeah, that's like $400.
Tito's high five.
Tito's high five. I'm only giving that to people who give me 4 green Benjamin tickets. And then I'll give it right back to you. So that's the hard sell for HasCon. We have an amazing streaming schedule still happening here. What are we pointing at? Oh, yeah, we got 1 minute. Yes. Uno minuto before Dragon Plus takes over.
Wow, it's always fast.
Dude,
it's always fast.
It goes fast. I can barely get to the list before we have to go more. There's a lot of news happening, guys.
Always news.
So yesterday we hosted Craft Tags. I see Danny Hartel here in the chat. She is also going to be at HasCon. Did you say that already? because usually you do. No, you didn't yet. But yes, she is going to be at HasCon. She will have her awesome goblin costume, which you might have seen on the Stream of Annihilation. If you haven't, you should go check that out. It's on YouTube and on Twitch. It's very cool, and she will be there also giving high fives. I think her high fives are costing $500. Just throwing that out there. She hosts something on Mondays, 12 to 2 p.m., where she makes a lot of the fun stuff that you might see. Dragon Talk, of course, is Mondays, 2 to 5 p.m. Yesterday, we had a pretty good episode with Lisa Chen and Eric Jordan. Eric Jordan is the head of Codename Entertainment, who is making Idol Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Definitely a fun, interesting idle game that's coming to Steam very soon. If you're interested to find out about it, go ahead and listen to that episode. It is also on there. And today we've got this, Dragon Plus. Maze Arcana Furious Reach is tonight. Satine Route are both going to be doing their thing. Tonight it's Satine's group. And tomorrow we have no Misclicks. Misclicks is off tomorrow with Misclicks Risen, D&D Risen, but they will be back next week. And I'm excited about that because the party marched through the jungle's obstacles with their best. But what will it take to survive civilization's challenges? They're going back to town next week, which should be pretty upsetting. It's never good. And don't forget that Curtis Wiebe, the writer of Rat Queens,
yes,
who has an adventure in Dragon Plus,
the current
issue 14,
yes,
that came out in July. He is now a cast member of D&D Misclicks Risen. I keep messing up. Misclicks D&D Risen. Dun-dun-dun. And then Rudy's group for Maze Arcana takes over there. You might recognize these grung from there. One of them is Lapad as a green one right there, which is played by Sig Neutron. Very good, funny group that they've got going on there. I especially like Ivan Van Norman's writerly character as well. Very fun, as well as the entire group. They had so many reality TV stars 3 weeks ago that I was like, this was blowing my mind. I didn't even realize that. Like each one of them was on a different reality TV show. Not even reality TV, but just like TV shows in general, right? It was good stuff. So you never know who's going to show up for them next time. They just were at Gen Con most recently. They did a lot of great events there at Maze Arcana, and I'm sure they'll give you some downloads on that this week. So if you haven't watched any of the Maze Arcana stuff, definitely tune in. Tuesday and Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Pacific time. They've got good people down in Los Angeles doing fun stuff. 3:30 Thursday is when Acquisitions Incorporated, the C Team, will be picking it back up again. Mm-hmm. I can't wait for new ways for the C Team to integrate with the A Team, and then find out exactly who the B Team is. That's really my important. Also, the F Team, so they can drop some F-bombs. Of course, Critical Role is Thursday nights. We always host that, so any critters out there, if you're looking for a smaller community with which to actually be able to read the chat, come hang out here. All of the, everything still goes to Geek and Sundry for all the viewing numbers here, but definitely we have a community here as well. A lot of you are already in the chat right now, so feel free to pop in here, watch Critical Role on this channel, and talk amongst yourselves. It's pretty fun. Are you laughing at the fact that I said Critical Hole?
I didn't want to bring that up.
Because if they have not yet created an offshoot, I think that there's some Seattle connections there. Maybe if we get, the wife of Nirvana, Courtney Love.
Okay.
We'll get Courtney Love to play.
That'd be critical.
It would be called Critical Hole. I just throwing that out there.
Moving on.
Fridays, 12 noon. High Rollers Uncharted Territory takes it back up again. Mark Holmes and all the lovely people from that character. I think there's been some deaths. There's been some terrible things going on. Definitely go check that out. There's only a few episodes left of that, if I remember correctly. And then, of course, Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, you can watch our friends, the Dragon Friends, in Australia. I watched their thing last week. And I was blown away at how awesome and tense their fights can be. Having Benny play keyboards in the background ramps up the tension. Yep. They're all performers. They've all got microphones in their mouths, ready to capture everything. They got a live audience, which I think is a lot different than a lot of other live streaming stuff we got going on here. So if you haven't checked out Dragon Friends on Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific time, do so now because it is very cool. And if you're interested in checking out some of the backlog to catch up, they're not really the continuity matters in Dragon Friends, but it's not like super important. So feel free to jump in. Again, they are a bunch of improv comedian actors from Australia, and they are amazing. So more people should be watching that on Friday nights. Just throwing that out there. All right, so I'm out of here. I think I'm done. My work here is complete. You should check out these comic books by Jim Zub and IDW, our partners there. They're good stuff. Issue 5 was just released. Minsk and Boo are awesome people.
Always fun to read.
Always fun to read about them. All right. You're going to do a good job here with Dragon Plus.
Thank you. Yes.
I'll send in Adam and make it all happen. Thank you guys.
Hopefully he's right outside the door.
He's right outside listening.
Yeah.
Being like, he's got like a glass up to the side of it.
Nobody does that anymore.
I know, right? Record players and glasses on the doors. Nobody does those things. Terrible. Again, if you're here for Dice Camera Action, they are on a hiatus. They won't be back until September 18th. In the meantime, Bar Carroll is here going to be doing a deep dive on some fun stuff that's happening in Tomb of Annihilation for Dragon Plus. So take it away, sir.
Well, we'll be right back with Dragon Plus.
Be back in a couple minutes. I'm out.